Hello everyone. In this video, we are going to see Salesforce SOAP API login method retirement. Starting summer 27 release in Salesforce, the SOAP API login is going to be retired. The alternative approach for this is to make use of OAuth 2.0 flows instead of making use of SOAP API login method. If you have a requirement where you wanted to check how this particular retirement is going to be affected in your org before the retirement, then you can make use of the release update. If you go to release updates in Salesforce setup, find the SOAP API login method retirement. Go over all this information. Also, check all the steps that are available in this SOAP API login method retirement knowledge article. Once you have a good understanding on this particular SOAP API login method retirement, click the done button. Once it is done, you will be able to enable test run, and also you will see a button called disable test run when you click enable test run. So before enabling this test run, I am able to make SOAP login request with the username and password, and I am able to get the session ID. So now, if this particular SOAP API login method is going to be retired, then I wanted to simulate it in my org. In order to simulate it, I'm going to enable test run. So the SOAP API login method retirement is enabled in my Salesforce org. Now previously, before I clicked that enable test run method, I was able to get the session ID by making a post request to my SOAP API endpoint. Now, since I enabled it, instead of getting 200, I should get Salesforce internal error message. Now let's click. So before that, let me clear the response. I click the send button now. I'm not able to get the session ID. I'm getting 500 server error. I'm getting this 500 server error because the SOAP API login retirement is enabled in my org. I was able to simulate when Salesforce actually retires this SOAP API login retirement. You can keep it enabled. If you get any request from other departments in your company that they're unable to connect with Salesforce, then you should know how to roll back. If all other integrations are already using Salesforce standard best practices of REST API with OAuth 2.0 flows, then you can keep it enabled. But if you get any complaints, then what you can do is you can click this disable test run, so that you will be able to roll back the changes, and the other applications which are trying to connect to Salesforce using SOAP API login method will be able to connect, and then they will be able to generate the session IDs to proceed further. So the main way to roll back the changes to click the disable test run. So I'm going to keep it like this so that no SOAP API login method requests are coming to my Salesforce org. In Salesforce setup, under user interface, we have enable SOAP API login method checkbox. This will be available when we get a new org. In the new org, when you click enable SOAP API login method, and then if you click the save button here, we won't be able to revert the changes. So it's how it is designed. By default, whenever this enable SOAP API login method is enabled under user interface, we cannot roll back that changes. So this will stay enabled. So even here I clicked enable test run. Still this enable SOAP API login is checked. So this is not something which we can control it. So once it is enabled, it is permanently enabled in your Salesforce org. So no point in finding a backend process to disable it. Please check the video description. In the video description, I have shared my blog post. From the blog post, you should be able to get the additional information and also the information what we talked about it in the video. I have also shared the Salesforce referenced article for your reference. I hope it was helpful. Thank you for watching.